I took a job as a fire lookout in the middle of the woods. I found a strange set of rules to follow. Part 6. I spin around. Behind me, a woman stands between me and the door. She is slightly shorter than me, with messy, unwashed blonde hair which expels out at all angles. Her clothes, long light brown hiking pants, ruined by old dirt and stains. Similarly, her light red checkered shirt looks like it's seen better days. Wrinkled, dirty, a rip stemming from the end of one of her sleeves. Her face normal, or at least human. The bright blue irises of her eyes provided a direct contrast to their red, bloodshot surroundings. She looks like she hasn't slept in weeks. Her frenzied eyes screaming insanity, looking at me manically with her hands drooped by her side. Her frail body is one of malnourishment, one of abandonment. Allison, I stammer. What do you mean she wants to make me smile? She just wants you to smile, Allison replied, still staring at me with a crazed look in her eyes. Right, Allison, what is going on? I try to act confident. Are you okay? Allison moves toward the bed. I circle around the hut as she does so. I'm now by the door. A good start. She sits down on the bed and looks down at the dusty floor. I see a tear run down her face. This is a broken woman. We went missing, Allison gulped, both of us. And I got saved and she didn't. I couldn't tell them what I did, but it was bad. And now she trailed off. What did you do, Allison? I'm ready to reach for my machete at any moment. We got lost, and we were lost for so long. She kept telling me, it's going to be okay, Allison, they'll find us, Allison. But they didn't, for so long. And I got so hungry. She was always so positive, always smiling. But food, we couldn't catch anything. Nothing worked. We tried, Oscar. I promise we tried, Allison said, her voice straining. Okay, Allison. I know you tried. What happened? She looked up. I jumped, but she only continued to speak. She was looking at me, smiling when I pushed her. I pushed her far. Off the side. It was a moment of weakness, a moment of hunger. She fell so far. Her arms, they cracked. She wasn't moving. I was so hungry. She looked back to the ground. She died how she lived. Smiling. My stomach churned. She killed her own fucking sister. I've heard hunger makes you do crazy things. I've heard it makes you do anything for food. But after I pushed her, I couldn't do it. She looked up at me once more, tears welling in her otherwise frantic eyes, and the next day they found me. My stomach dropped. They found her only a day after that? Whilst I was scared of her, I felt a sense of sympathy for Allison. I couldn't live with that, a moment of madness defining my life forever, and for what? For literally nothing. And then she found me, Allison whispered as she looked back to the ground, another tear rolling down her cheek. Who found you? I asked, hoping it wasn't who I think she'll say, my blood frozen. My sister. Still smiling. Still hungry, Allison murmured. She's taking revenge on me. And she's taking revenge on you? Allison stood up and looked back at me. On all of you. I took a small step back, backing out of the hut, not taking my eyes off of Allison. What have I done? I asked. She blames you all. You couldn't find her. It's your job, our job, to find her. Instead, she found me. And I won't lose her again. Allison starts walking slowly towards me. Allison, I didn't even fucking work here. I had never even been to these woods. I am starting to panic as I take steps back. Allison, we can get you help. We can get you out. She gets hungrier every time. She's never satisfied anymore. There is no getting out. As she said this, I knew why the surrounding woods were so quiet. Harvey even worked out the 10 rules and she still got to him eventually. Rules not even I can work out. Allison, for the first time, starts to smile. And Oscar, she's so hungry now. She lunges at me with a sudden, sharp screech, arms outstretched. Her weak frame is easy to overpower. I roll her to the side and with a swift movement push her away from me. She stumbles and her foot slides off the side of the balcony. She loses her balance, hitting the wooden floor with a thud before falling from the side of the tower. It all happened so fast. I fell to the floor as I push her, mostly out of shock. I hear her hit something on the way down, probably the steps, followed by a solid thud as she meets the ground below. She didn't once scream as she fell. Holy fuck. I just killed her. Holy fucking fuck. I scramble to my feet and rush down the stairs, hoping she's not dead. When I reach the bottom, I see her lying around 10 feet from the tower's base. Face down. arms broken, twisted. A small pool of blood oozing from her head and feeding the soil below. Unmoving. I'm running back to my tower, stopping briefly only when the exhaustion takes over. I should be able to get there before it's dark. Fuck this. I'm getting out of these woods. Allison's fucking insane. She attacked me, it was self-defense. She's fucking insane. Something she said is really sticking with me. Harvey worked out the 10 rules. On the sheet that I now know was written by Harvey, there were only 9. What is the 10th rule? This at least explains how Harvey survived for so long. A year. The poor man before him, Rick, who I now suspect owned the sunglasses in Allison's hut, only survived a week. But Harvey had 9 rules. 9 ways the smiling lady can get you and how to avoid her. I'm not sticking around to find out what about the 10th is. I'm getting out of these woods. I'm still running back. I can feel something watching me. I see my tower. It's almost dark. I don't know how the fuck I'm going to get to my car, and I don't want to be walking these woods at night. So, I've decided I'm going to sleep at the bunker. I figure that's where Harvey spent his nights when he wasn't at the tower. I figure that's key to how he survived for so long, and it's even saved me in the past. I'm going to run up to my tower, grab my main rucksack and go to the bunker. I'm on the verge of passing out from dehydration, so I'm in need of more water, which is also up in my tower. I'll grab my things and go. In and out. I'm in my tower. I frantically gather my things. I turn to leave. I hear something. It's faint, easy to miss, but it's there. I hold my breath and stop moving, listening for what the sound is. Long, slow, quiet sounds. I hear scratching. Rule 7. If you hear any scratching at any point, either on your hut or by the outhouse, turn off all radios and hide under your covers until the scratching stops. You're fucking kidding me. She knows. She knows I'm trying to leave. I'm frozen in place, hoping the scratching will stop, knowing that if it doesn't, I'll have to follow the rules. I turn to my radio. Over it in the woods directly below, I see a pale white face looking up at me. The same stringy, dark hair dangling from her head. The same wide, sinister smile plastered across her face. Her white skin illuminated by the surrounding darkness. I see none of her body, just her face emerging from the black of night. She's looking up at me. Her excited eyes locked with mine. She knows I'm trying to escape. I have to spend one last night here. And I feel like she's going to do everything she can to get me. I break our gaze and turn the radios off before jumping under my covers. What Allison said to me is ringing in my mind. She's so hungry now. The scratching stops shortly after I go under my covers. I can literally feel her hunger in the air, looming above my tower, focusing in on me. I peek from my bed once I'm certain that the scratching noises have stopped. I don't want her to catch me off guard, I want to be ready for anything she throws at me. I stand up and circle around the balcony of my hut, scanning the surrounding area. Where she stood before, she no longer does. I knew she was fast. Previously she had beaten me back to my tower when I found her crying in the woods. She could be anywhere. I turn back to walk into my hut. I'm looking out one of the windows as the reflection of the dull lamp starts to flicker behind me. Shit. Rule 4. At night, always sleep with your lamp on. If it starts to flicker, quickly run to turn on your main light until morning. If your lamp flickers off completely before you can do this, hide under your bed until morning. My eyes adjust as I look at the reflection of the lamp, and she's there. Right in front of me, through the glass, standing on my balcony. It's her. Her broken arms distended. Her straggly hair wet. Her eyes large. Her smile wide. Rule 6. If you wake up and see the smiling woman staring at you through your window, hide under your covers and hold your breath. She will come into your hut and you will feel her breathing right above you as if she is hovering over you. Do not breathe. This will last only a few seconds. Once you feel her leave, turn on the main light until morning. The lamp flickers once more, then shuts off, plunging me into darkness. I have 2 rules that I need to follow. 2 conflicting rules. I can't look away from her, but I know I have to turn on the main light. Her neck suddenly snaps to the side and she starts to walk fast. I mean fast. Stomping loud with each step as she makes her way around the balcony towards the door on the other side. Oh fuck. I turn and sprint to the main light. She's about halfway to the door when I turn it on, and now I have to decide whether I hide under the bed or under the covers. I choose the covers. Rule 6 specified, she will come into your hut, and she's about to do that. I run toward my bed and pull the covers over my eyes. As I do so, I see the door of my hut open. I hear her loud, fast footsteps charging toward me, but I see only darkness now. I lay beneath thick covers. I hold my breath. I can feel her, just as the rules said I would. She's right above me. I feel her breath. It's cold. My eyes are shut, but I know she's there. I'm trying to hold my breath. My heart is pounding out my chest, my stomach is churning in fear, but I refuse to breathe. Yet she waits, desperate for me to do so. What happens if I breathe? Will she kill me here and now? Will she possess me? My chest hurts. I can't hold it for much longer. She can sense it. She senses I'm struggling. Her exasperated breaths are getting more and more excitable. I feel her hair dangling either side of me from above the covers, wet. I can't do it. I need to breathe. This is it. I'm fucked. My mouth opens. She's gone. She just vanished. I hold on for 3 or 4 seconds more, as long as I physically can, before coughing and gasping for air. But she's gone. No more cold breath, no more presence. I was alone again. I peel back the covers. My hut's door is wide open, swinging in the wind. My main light is still on, as is my lamp once more. Did she use the flickering of the lamp as an attempt to try to get me to fuck up? To choose the wrong rule? If I had chosen to hide under the bed, would she have killed me? It's been quiet for a few hours. My main light is still on, so is my lamp. I feel slightly safer, but I think that's her game plan, to lure me into a false sense of security. I'm not letting my guard down. And thank fuck I didn't. I see a fucking campfire, right by my tower. The glare of the light from the hut makes it harder to see, but I see it. In fact, I see more than one. There are campfires all around my tower. I walk around the balcony's edge. I count 6 fires. By each fire, there are dark, human figures with their backs turned toward me. What the fuck? They're all standing, one per fire, looking into it. The figures are of different sizes. One looks like a child. I can't make out any specific features in the darkness, just their shapes. By the 6th fire, there is no figure. Why is there no figure there? Just as my eyes start to adjust to the darkness below, the figures begin to fall into their fires. One by one. The first to fall into its fire resembles a man. The figure is tall and skinny. He drops face first into the flames almost willingly. As he squirms, the flames engulf him, making it impossible to make out any of his features. His screams pierce the air. As I stare in horror, another figure, a woman, then falls into her fire. She screams as the flames cover her, writhing in the fire. But she does not attempt to escape it. Next, the smallest figure. The figure of a child. A boy. As he falls face down into the fire, I gasp. I can't bring myself to scream, my whole body is in shock. The child is silent, but twitching violently as the fire burns him. Fourth, the largest silhouette. A wide, sturdy shape of a large man. He falls into his fire, grunting in pain, holding back screams, but barely moving as he burns. Lastly, the shape of a woman. I turn to her before she falls. I need to see. I run inside, grab my flashlight, and run back to where I stood before. As she falls into her fire, I shine it upon her, catching only a glimpse of her messy blonde hair and red checkered shirt, a rip along its sleeve before the flames take over. There is just one fire left burning. The 6th fire. The fire with no figure by it. As the screams of those below me echo into the night, I hear the faint sound of a woman crying. Somewhere in the trees below. Oscar, a voice calls out just as the first rays of sun peek through the trees. Oscar, are you there? I run to the balcony, albeit cautious, and see Sam, Mark's daughter, standing below. She's in the same clothes as the last time I saw her. Sam, I yell. Sam, we have to get out of here. They're dash. Oscar, she shouts back. Oscar, I know. I know everything. I know about Allison, about her sister. I know about Harvey and his family. About Rick. I know everything. We have to get out of here, Sam dash. We can't, Oscar, she cries out. We have to burn her. We have to burn Allison's sister. Why the fuck do we have to burn her? I scream. That's Rule 10, Oscar. She's going to follow you no matter where you go. If you leave this place, she'll be a step behind you forever. Unless you burn her. That's Rule 10, find her body and burn it. Rule 10. Burn her body or she will chase you forever. How the fuck are we supposed to find her body? I shout, defeated. I know where it is, Oscar. Sam smiles warmly in an attempt to calm me. Let me explain everything on the way. It's nearby. I've survived all the other rules. Now I just need to survive one more.